All right, so we got our shamrocks in. Let's do some washes here. Yeah, let's do some washes. Let's get out our paints. Let's get started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. I would go with a really big brush, something that you can easily, get the area. If you want the cool little outline, you can start with a small, like let's do this. I'll do a small brush here, do the outline, and then drag it because this wash behind here is actually going to have no border to it whatsoever. So let's add a little flare here and do kind of like a dark outline. So just a drop of water, kind of like towel wet hair, not too not too dirty, not too wet, not too dry, but lots of paint, lots and lots and lots of paint. And we're gonna just outline. Ooh, need just a little more drop. You might have to revisit if your paint quality is lame like your teachers. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do one shamrock at a time now to allow myself an opportunity for it to not dry, but for me to spread. So I'm adding a really thin layer of water here, super thin. And I'm gonna start dragging it in. Because we almost kind of want like a thin wash here, because after this dries, we're actually gonna go over it with your fan brush or toothbrush, whatever you have available. We're going to do that. And we're going to add texture. So let's let this guy dry and repeat. You might need to pick up more paint, and that's okay. We're going to be using a bunch of different techniques here. We got the dragon pull technique. We have the thin layer of water technique that we use to help do skies. We're going to be doing a splatter technique. It's going to be great. Okay. Let's check it. This guy's a little damp, but it's safe. It should be safe to move forward. There's no water coming off or paint coming off onto my finger. So we should be okay. We should be okay. If it's like super damp, then wait. But for me, it's literally nothing's coming up. So I just have a drop, just a little drop of water on my brush, right? Just a little bitty, 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 bitty. But I am going to pick up lots of paint with it. See, I'm spending some time. You want that fan brush wet with green. Let's turn that puppy into an Irishman. Yes. All right. So we kind of have like these little flares of colors. So I'm trying to think. Probably gonna go in and out. In and out. I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. All right. Just you kind of want like a V shape going towards the inside of the kind of widow's peak of your heart. See how it's kind of like a V shape? So you're going to have to twist or tilt your brush a little bit so you are imitating that pattern all around your shamrock. So right here, you literally are kind of like imitating the curvature of your heart, right? All the way down the center of your shamrock. I need just a little drop of water. Don't use a lot of water, just a little drop. And this is really gonna kind of emphasize. I don't know, when I was younger and I saw this fan brush when I was a kid, I'm like, what in the world is that for? Is that like to like dust my nose? I was like, I promise you, there's a rhyme and reason to it. There really is. There really is. Okay, so if you want your texture to be more watered out and less kind of stylish, like over here, it's super stylish, right? If you want it more watered out, you're just going to add a tiny bit of water to it and just keep going as you go. I'm going to actually set this aside because we're going to use this in a few. I am creating just little bits of green splashes, and I'm literally going to water down my brush and spread it around. So let's see what we got, because I want this green to almost be a little bit lighter than my shamrocks if I can help it. Let's see if it works. So far it's not looking too good. I might even, you know what, I might even make this area darker than my shamrocks to make my shamrocks pop. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll even just, there's no real rule here. You're literally making abstract shapes with different variants of green. So some areas are actually going to have more paint and other areas are going to have more water. I'm actually going to keep mimicking there we go. I need to use up this green anyway, so there we go. I'm almost going to create like a gradient effect. So I have dark and lighter. So I'm going to keep thinning out my paint. And I'm going to apply the lighter version here. I'm really going to just put it right in the middle. I'm going to keep thinning it out. Add a little bit of water at a time. I kind of almost want it to turn into a pale, misty green. And you know what? I'm going to take some of this green up here and I'm going to distribute it down here because I don't like how dark this layer is. And then I will build. Lots and 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 lots of green. Build. Because right now it's not really that separate. I'm just kind of outlining my shamrocks. There we go. So I'm literally doing little layers. Like we have like a really thin layer of green in the back. And then I'm adding another layer. As soon as I know that my paper is mostly dry, I'm going to add another layer on the areas that I want darker. So this is another technique. This is blending and building using a series of dry on dry and washes. I'm leaving this area the way it is because I want to add some more shamrocks down here. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until I have the splatter. And while you're doing that, I'm going to show you how to prep for it. You literally want to cover your snake, right? What color do you want on your shamrock for your splatter? You choose. Really, really wet brush at this point. And don't worry, I'm going to repeat this step again. I would choose a darker color so it kind of stands out. If you choose a lighter color, your green might overpower it. So I'm going to do a blue. So you could do blue, you could do purple, you could do black, you could do brown. I probably should have done brown, but oh well, it's too late. You're taking a very wet brush and you are getting it loaded with watercolor. And you can do this with your fan brush too. I'm using my flat, and you're literally taking your finger and you're flicking it on the top of your brush, kind of like taking your finger along your bristles like so, and pull back and release. This is like a Jackson Pollock kind of way to add textures. Your finger is going to get kind of dirty, so let's clean that off a bit. You might not be able to clean it all the way off, but I got most of it off, right? That's okay,